for Philip Cash, Jane Winston Quintrell, and Britton Lyle Quintrell. We have 3 of these. I think that we can look at all of these together. And before we get started on these, I have a statement I want to make. And I want to read this into the records of the meeting. Sure. Please. I see that we're well represented by builders here tonight. I suppose Mr. Quintrell was right when he made the comment that he was coming tonight and he was bringing the builders with him. So I welcome you all. At our work session yesterday, we discussed several items that concerned us regarding these particular requests. Water was the first. My discussion with Blue Ridge officials convinced me that any mention of bringing city water in from Blue Ridge was factually incorrect. It bothered me that this was presented to us as basically a done deal. I believe the backup plan was to drill 1 or more community wells. At this point, that appears to be the only viable plan. That is not in itself a disqualifier, but it is disconcerting to me. We also discussed the access from Fannin County and the fact that emergency vehicles would have to drive into Fannin County and come back into Gilmer to get to these properties. Trying to provide safety and health services to this area will be a challenge and will seriously tax the county's resources. Apparently, Mr. Quintrell left here with the impression that there was a good chance that these proposals would be denied, and spread the word. Within a couple of hours, I was getting emails reminding me that there were people watching how I would vote on this and demanding to know where I stood. I received a notice that the builders would be here tonight to watch what I do. And yes, I felt that these were all intimidation tactics designed to pressure me into voting to approve these requests. If there was any doubt in my mind, Mr. Quintrell erased that when he told our planning and zoning representatives this morning that he was coming and he was bringing the builders with him. He further asked, "You know what week this is, don't you?" This was an obvious reference to the fact that this is qualifying week. And for several weeks now, the builders have been making calls to find someone to run against me with their support. I was seriously disappointed to hear this, as I felt and still feel that I've worked closely with the Builders Association for the last 7 years to the mutual benefit of their membership and the people of Gilmer County. I've had discussions with them recently to reinforce the idea that there needed to be a partnership between the builders and the Board of Commissioners so that we could work together to ensure that the inevitable growth coming to Gilmer would be managed properly from all perspectives. I made the comment in my meetings with the builders that I will always support local builders over the big city developers that look at Gilmer County and just see dollar signs. I stand by that. However, I'm disappointed to see that being used against me. I didn't mean to imply that I would vote to accept any plan that came along, no matter how bad I thought it might be, just because it's being proposed by local builders. I'm convinced that there are many fine people associated with the Builders Association. Almost all of them, in fact, are decent people with good intentions. As individuals, they have my complete respect. They work hard and they provide a valuable service and a valuable industry to our county. We're fortunate to have them. I very much want to have a good working relationship with them. I like them and I respect what they do. But sometimes, despite our best efforts, the mob mentality prevails. I was clear that there would be times when we would disagree, and they seemed to understand and accept that. I thought that because we had worked so well together in the past, that there was a mutual respect, not just my respect for them. Apparently, I was being naive. So let me be very clear now. I will always cast my vote on any subject with my only objective being to do what is best for the citizens of Gilmer County. I don't mind people trying to influence my vote in a proper way. That's politics in America. I don't mind listening to arguments for or against any proposal in an unbiased manner and seriously considering whatever points are made. I don't mind changing my position if the totality of the information I have warrants it. I do very much mind being told how I have to vote. Even more than that, I mind the intimidation tactics. Yes, Mr. Quintrell, I see that you did bring the builders with you. And yes, it has been made very clear to me what is expected of me. And finally, yes, I most definitely do know what week this is. That means that tomorrow it's still available to y'all to install your own candidate that will be more willing to accept your demands. So y'all do what you have to do, and we'll let the voters of Gilmer County sort it out. And whatever they decide, I'll be fine with it. In the meantime, it will be my intention to examine the facts carefully and make decisions that I feel are best for our county, rather than simply vote the way I'm told. With that, I'll open the floor for any discussion the commissioners wish to have on these proposals.